Perfect. Okay, good to go. So I was very, first of all, let me go ahead and get my colors going. As I was sharing in a couple of the videos, this is kind of like my little pretty precious pen cup here. And I've just been noticing lately that in the readings that I'm doing, I gravitate towards certain color pens and accents. So I like to start out a lot of times with just black, just neutral for everybody, and then just whatever color is calling me, I go with it, and they've made for some very colorful readings.
Perfect.
It was a little corny joke. All right, so I'm definitely feeling red. I want to start out with red. So, and it is, you know, it's probably pretty appropriate that I'm starting out with a power color, because we have an extremely powerful, dynamic start to your reading. I go over, as you probably saw, I go over your life path, your birth date, okay? Your life path is your ultimate lifelong energy. Some people will exhibit the attributes of their life path early on in life, some people in the middle of life, most people towards the end of their life, okay? A lot of us won't do it till later on. Your birth date number, however, is the energy that you take with you and those attributes, those personality traits that are a part of you from day one, okay? From the day you're born to the day you leave this place, okay? Those are your birth date numbers and energies. Your expression, and those are derived from your actual birth date. Okay, and I'll show you in a minute how that works. Now, your expression number, your personality number, and your heart's desire or soul urge number are derived from your full name. So that's why I got your full name prior to this, so that I could do your calculations for the bottom part of your chart, okay? These three numbers, although still very prevalent in everybody's chart, and they all play into everybody's lives and personalities and energies differently, they tend to be a little less, they have a little less weight, numerologically speaking, than your birth date and your life path. So it's kind of like why I save those to the end as well. If at all possible. Shan's was impossible to do that way, just because we did hers a little bit different. I didn't pull her name beforehand. I did it along with her because she was the first one that I did with crystals. So that's why I did that. And it turned out to be really cool, because she ended up being 11 life path, and that just took me immediately to the life path and birth date, and that's where we started. So a little bit different here, but okay, so but starting out just as dynamic, your expression number is 8. Okay, so if you've watched the video, you've learned a little bit about the 8, and that the 8 is the most powerful number in all of numerology. You look at the infinity shape of the 8, which you put in, you get out. This is reminding us and telling us about money and power and karma, okay? But it's compacted, it's compounded. So the 8s are the karma carriers. So an 8 can do something that a 4 or a 5 or any other number can do, and they both get caught, the 8's going to catch a lot more heat than any other number. They're the karma carriers, okay? There are also some money people. 8 is big time money, big time success, big time achievements having to do with money, okay, and compounding. So know that you absolutely, starting out, have a number which will aid you and will multiply the effects of your efforts versus other numbers. So if you put efforts and investments into gaining and growing your money, you're going to grow it quicker than other numbers that would be investing the same thing into the same place, okay? You have that ability to do that with your 8. That's what an 8 is all about, Okay, so the compounding, and that's, you can see how that, with karma, that works with karma too. You're going to get that extra karma. What you put out, you're going to get that back tenfold. Okay, and in addition with your power. All right. So the eights, although very dynamic and very powerful and can be very successful and carry a lot of great, powerful attributes like that, eights also need to be very careful because eights can tear themselves down. Talking about that karma and that power, those are two things that a lot of people look at, and it's like power and money and karma, and those are the lustful things of life. And of course, everybody wants that. It's not necessarily bad to want that. That means progress and success in one's life. However, the eight needs to be careful not to be ruthless. The eight needs to be cautious not to risk too much. The eight is the ultimate phoenix. So an eight will absolutely tear itself down only to build itself back up again that much bigger and better the next time around, and have the ability to do that multiple times. But, as I was explaining in another video, that's, why put yourself through that? Why go through? I know that there is still purpose and positive lessons that can be derived from those experiences, but why put yourself through those things if you know you don't have to, if you can still be successful? Why lose it? Why go through those? Now, with some lives, that's a part of the purpose, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I knew and loved an eight that completely tore himself down multiple times, but he's one of the most resilient people I've ever met in my life. And he absolutely can manifest miracles right in front of me. And it's one of the reasons that I loved him so much. Eights are truly special people. You have to make sure that you don't tear yourself down. Okay? Don't risk too much. It's okay to risk a little bit, because what you do, there is no reward in life without risk. So we all have to risk at some point in time, but don't put it all in. Okay? You save something for yourself. You put something away for a rainy day. You do what's wise. Seek counsel. There's wisdom and multiple counselors. Okay? Talk to those that you know love you and wouldn't give you bad advice when you're up against decisions and choices that you know may be risky. Okay? Because 8 is great. It's the great 8. So you're built for greatness. Okay? It's how you get there. Are you going to take the long road with a lot of painful lessons involved? Are you going to be that burning phoenix that crashes into the ground over and over again?
Can I show you something real quick?
Sure.
I want to do my tattoo.
Oh my God. Wow.
It's a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Oh my God.
With rainbow colors, you just can't.
Wow, Sabrina. Oh, I mean, I haven't even gotten to your personality number. It's the same as mine. It's the number 8. Your expression and your personality are 8.
I love you already.
I'm sorry.
I love you already. I'm so appreciative.
I love you too. You are Nagasaki. You're Hiroshima. Whatever you do, you're going to blow it up. You're going to kill it. You have an incredible ability, and you're tiny. I can tell just by your stature. Like, you're like tiny. You're little, but you are an atom bomb of energy. and potential and stored greatness. And talking to, so we talked a lot about the 8. So we know what the 8 is. We definitely resonated with it. And it's your personality. It just amplifies it and makes it that much stronger. But what's even cooler, what's even more cool, is going down to your heart's desire number, which is 9. Okay. So we've had a lot of talk about 9s in our reads, in the videos. And as you know, 9 is the shapeshifter. 9 is the energy that can relate to every other energy and every other number, because it has every number in it. 9 is the one that has the ability to have compassion for even the dirtiest and most horrible people in life. You can see that once upon a time that was a child, and that child was probably hurt. You have the ability to empathize with that energy when the rest of us are like, yeah, I'm sorry, I feel sorry for them, but I don't really want to go help them. You have the ability to feel for them. 9s are truly, truly, truly some strong empaths. And I always urge my 9s to make sure that they have a hedge of protection. If there's not an automatic hedge of protection in their charts, I always tell them, get yourself some protection. It's okay to love. It's okay to extend ourselves. It's okay to be an empath and be empathic towards others. But make sure that they don't poison you. Make sure that you don't allow any toxicity into your energy, because there are energy vampires out there and they look for the vulnerable. And the vulnerable ones are oftentimes those like us who have big hearts, who have felt that pain before, who care for people, who want to help others who are going through it. And that's what the 9, that's the epitome of the essence of the 9, is one who just loves everybody and is really just wants to, is a warm welcome to anybody off the street. They're going to understand your story and they're not going to judge you. And that's a 9. So that's your heart's desire. So that ultimately at the end of the day, you want to be a person that just is able to get along with everybody. Now, what's interesting, okay. I don't know what that meant, but okay. My Labradorite just jumped out of my hand. Let me think on it a second. Hold on. So your 8s, you're a strong 8. You're a strong 8. Now, remember I was telling you, like, these 3 numbers down here are generally have less weight than your life path and your birth date. This is a scenario and situation. This is one of those exceptions to that rule, because you have such heavy 8. You have the most powerful number in numerology, and you have it as your expression and personality, one right next to another. Heaviest, hardest hitting, most impactful number right next to each other. You got 2 of them in a row. So you have a pretty heavy lower set of numbers, all right? So probably just as impactful, if not more, than your life path and your birth date. This is important for you, Sabrina, because, you know, a lot of us can look at our life paths, our birth date numbers, and think that we understand what our purpose is and maybe why we are the way we are and all the stuff that numerology tells us, okay? But you're really going to have to develop a deeper understanding of your full core numbers and how these numbers within your chart and in the world, because your lower set is you can't you can't negate it out of your daily life equation and for the rest of your life. Numerologically, it has too much impact on your entire chart, your life path, and your birth date. I don't care what numbers they are. We haven't even done them yet. And I can tell you that this 8, 8, and 9 are hitting just as hard, if not harder, in your life. So you'll need to know and do further research into these numbers and what they mean and how these numbers are amplifying your chart. Okay? Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
With birds, mentioned that the name I gave you is currently my married name, and I'll be honest, I do have that name tied to a lot of things in my life, so it is, I do consider it like something tedious, or is it necessary? But there has been something inside of me that shifts towards, should I change it? Or like I'll go in and out of it. I just always go back to that feeling, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if I unless I change. So how does it with reading and numbers, that would I have to change my name to then get the reading? Like that would have to be the way, or can I get a separate reading with my maiden name? Or
We can do your maiden name right now. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. We can do that. I absolutely want to do it, actually. Yeah.
oh, that would be really cool.
Okay. So this is going to be. Okay. What is your maiden name?
Aguayo, Aguayo.
Aguayo.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay. Changes it significantly. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do your life path and your birth date so that I can plug those both into both of the charts, okay? And then we can compare accordingly. What's your birth date?
It's 4/24/1991.
Okay. Okay. I'm definitely encouraged in both directions. I'm not feeling bad about either situation, either charts. I think there is I mean there's good and bad to both, but I think that it really at the end of the day it's going to just depend on what's your priority. You know what I mean? And ultimately what you want at the end of the day. So let's talk a little bit. We'll go into your birth date right now, okay? Your birth date number is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. You're born on the 24th. So 2 plus 4 is 6. And I'm a Taurus, by the way, as well. So go Bulls. And so the 6, as you may have seen and heard on the other videos, that is love and home tradition with family. So that is Christmas time, that's holidays, that's traditions of we generally open gifts on Christmas Eve instead of in the morning. We always have Christmas dinner at my grandma's house. We always go and cut down the tree, get a live tree at this tree farm, and have hot cocoa and roast marshmallows at a bonfire. You know what I mean? Like those are traditions. They're special things in your family and your home and your heart that you hold dear, and involving love and family and the home. Okay, so that's what a 6 is. A 6 is warm. 6 is loving. 6 is very much a sentimental number. It's almost like you look at the shape of the 6, right? And it's like almost like a pillow that you can lean back into. It's like a chair that you could lean into, and it's cuddly and it's comfy and it's going to support you and it's going to be cushiony. It's not like a 4 that's hard, it's very soft. The 6 is a lovely number. The 6 is just welcoming and love and family. You're a part of the family, that's what 6 is. And so that's your birth date number. That's something you're not going to be able to, well, who would want to change that, out of themselves? That's a beautiful, beautiful energy to have. And you carry that number. You've carried it all your life. You've always been that warm, welcoming, just loving place for people to rest and recharge and be loved, You also probably like things like, you like your certain things of tradition. Like if you may have favorite things to do or favorite movies to watch. I know I get excited about eggnog. I don't know why I'm thinking eggnog, but like I love eggnog.
Same thing. I'm Puerto Rican, so.
Oh, okay, coquito. I want some coquito. Oh my God. I have this like multiple year long back and forth thing with one of my good friends in Florida. Her name is Jessica. She's on one of the radio stations there. She's been on forever. And we met years back when I worked in radio. But she makes coquito every single year. And every single year she negates to get her girl some coquito. So it's like we love each other throughout the year. She was actually just here a couple weeks ago visiting me. But like immediately afterwards, she posted about coquito, and I was like, "We're fighting once again. Like, don't talk about coquito. You owe me from years back some coquito."
Yeah, I was from this year, but I'm doing a challenge that I can't. Alcohol is out of the picture right now until the 24th of January,
Okay.
so can't taste it. My friend, that she's obsessed with my coquito because she's had it. She was like, "I'll go to your house, you make it, and I'll take every single batch."
Smart
Not
friend.
even me.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, I want some now. You know, so like that's your tradition. That's one of your traditions. That's what I'm saying. That's probably why I said eggnog, because I drink eggnog, white girl, coquito, you know what I mean? Like, but that's why I thought of that. That's so funny. I'm getting to know my instinct better, and I love those moments of connection. So that was really cool. Yeah, so that's 6. You know what I mean? You're all about it, and I know darn well that even though you can't have any, you're going to be happy to make some for your friends because you get the joy of that, you know, and them enjoying it, and you definitely will put your love into it, and you'll crack up at them acting a fool off of it. You know what I mean? So. All right, so let's talk about. Woo! Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of our conversation when we first started this. I don't know if it was recorded or not. I don't know if this was before we started recording. We were talking about the grays in our hair and stuff like that, and I said, it wouldn't surprise me if you had a certain number in your chart.
Yes, the child.
The number 3, the creative child. And look what your life path number is. I guessed it. So like I saw it in you just because you're so youthful. You look like a teenager. You're so like you have youth about you, like super young looking, even though obviously you're a beautiful lady. And it, you know, I just saw it on you. Youth is about you. So you'll always look young for your age. You'll always carry, like people are always going to be surprised. You'll probably get carded until your 50s. Like it's wonderful. You know, like every time I'm carded, I'm like, are you blind? But heck yeah, you can see my ID. At almost 42 years old, I'm happy to hand you my ID. Thank you for asking. So yeah, absolutely. A 3. And like I said, I saw it on you. It's in your hair. Remember how I commented on your hair? How I like. So it's like that's a 3 energy right there. That creative, colorful. Remember we were talking about colors. That's that creative, talented, colorful child who is a peacemaker, who is the love of the family, the one that everybody depends on to be there for them when they need to vent or when they need some good advice. That is the 3 is actually the pretty mature child for their age. They are, when maybe their friends are out there smoking cigarettes behind the school or skipping school or something like that. The 3 is like, no, guys, I'm going to go to class. Even though the 3 is probably the most popular kid in the school, he's going to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. That's just a 3.
That resonates with me with my childhood a lot, actually. I was part of like this clique girls, but I was known as the nice one out of all the girls. Like I was approachable. Yeah, so that really resonates with me with my childhood.
Yeah. 3s naturally do the right thing. They just do the right thing. They know to do the right thing instinctually. They don't have to battle it out in their spirit. They don't have to ask themselves. They don't have to be like, oh, but I really want to take this money I just found. The 3 is going to do the right thing. So, and it's, you know, it's really, it's almost kind of, I love the 3 more and more because it's one of those numbers that is almost opposite and all inclusive, all in one. Okay. And what I mean by that is it's young, it's youthful, it's the child energy. So very playful, very fun. You know, again, youth resonates through that energy, but it's mature, it's responsible, and it makes the wise choice. So the 3 is a very, very interesting number. I was joking around about the 8 and the 5 being paired and the 8 and the 3 being paired and a couple of the readings. And I crack up every time I think about the 8 and the 3 because the 8 and the 5 are like besties. They're having an epic time together, but they're going to jail together that night, right? Whereas the 8 and the 3, the 8 may be the more dominant energy. The 8 may be almost kind of like, I would say most of the times the leader in the sense, except when he's with the 3, even though that's Uncle 8. Okay, that's Uncle 8 compared to the, you know, youthful 3. That young 3 is going to keep the Uncle 8 out of jail that night, even though they're going out to the club or they're going out to the ballpark and having a good time. That 3 is going to keep that 8 straight, which is totally funny to me. It just goes to show the maturity level of the 3 and the responsibility and self awareness and accountability of the 3. It's almost like an adult born inside a child's body. You ever meet a baby and you're like, that kid's been on this earth before. It's an old man in that child.
Yeah. And again, it resonates with me again because my mom took me to therapy when I was 13. And the therapist, when he did my thing, you know, when he spoke to my mom and he sat us both down, he's like, you're going to face challenges with Sabrina that aren't normally the challenges that you face with a child right now. With my chart and everything, he says she is 13 physically, but she is 22 mentally. And he was trying to help her understand what you're expecting of kids. You cannot compare your kid to other kids. The challenges are going to be way different because she's going to be coming from a different place. So the fact that it's like an 8 and a 3 and now you're explaining that like, wow, like so many times I've done my little, you know, rascal things and whatever, but every time for whatever reason I've always stopped at the right moment and I don't never got in trouble. That's
That's
crazy.
3.
Goosebumps, I,
Ditto.
like it's I don't know. Wow, you know.
That's
Yeah.
3. It's such a cool number, and that's your overall energy. So to have a 3 as your overall energy, it's so easy to just stay out of trouble for you, even when you do things like that, which is the total polar opposite of what we were first talking about with your big 889 lower numbers. I can't think of a better life path number and birth date number to be paired with this number, with these numbers, because with your married name versus your maiden name. So let's go over your married name is life path 3, birth date 6, expression personality 8, and then heart's desire 9. Your maiden name, life path 3, birth date 6, expression number 9, personality number 3, and heart's desire 6. So what this says, Sabrina, is really a choice between I'm this 3, I'm always going to be this 3 energy, and I'm always going to have a very loving, heart, welcoming, family, warm type persona. But I want to be able to maintain the ability to make powerful decisions, power moves, money moves, and work towards the ultimate goal of being able to get along with everyone and being able to resonate with everyone. Okay. Versus the maiden name, which is I'm the 3, creative child, youthful person, responsible person, who takes my loving, warm home environment energy with me every day. For our expression number 9, that means that you actually already are at the heart's desire of your married name, where you're not looking to be that shape-shifting transient energy with other numbers, because you that's how you express yourself, is you're able to talk other people's languages, you're able to talk the other languages of the numbers and understand them and be empathetic and stuff like that. And your personality being a 3, well, that's your life path too. And then a heart's desire of 6. So let me show this to you. And I always send a picture afterwards, so I'll send this to you.
Okay.
This one right here is like, this is who I am. I'm wonderful, I'm warm, I'm loving, I'm responsible, but I'm ready to make some power moves in life. This one right here is I'm loving, I'm wonderful, I'm responsible, and I want to, and I incorporate everybody into my life. I love everybody in my life, and I'm able to communicate with everybody effectively. And this is just more of that youthful energy, creativity, color, and more of that love and home environment. So this very clearly is a question of, do we want a home life? Do we want a home love life? Or do we want a successful, powerful, money making, hard hitting, impactful, maybe business life? Either one is a win, in my opinion, because so much love. I mean, it's really, do you want to be that like executive boss chick in corporate America who's running, companies and making power moves and making a lot of money? Or do we want to be that domestic goddess who is raising her babies and homeschooling and learning how to, cooking them amazing meals and just being that mom and that wife, and that, like, it really, they're very opposite. They're very opposite and very different, but they're both cool and they both come with a lot of reward.
They both resonate really in different ways and levels. In some ways, even from, and I didn't talk from the get-go, but when you were first initially talking about money and power moves and stuff like that, I'm a business owner currently. I have never had issues financially. Like, I don't know why it is. Sarah, I don't know what the heck. For whatever reason, I can do whatever I do and I don't have to recheck my bank account. I don't have things like money, moves, power, where I'm headed. It's like there's something that it's happening and I don't.
I love your married chart. I love your married chart. I'm very boss chick minded, and I never wanted kids. I do want to be married and I want my family, but I'm not that maternal, like, domestic goddess type. I would probably suck as a mom. I'm not going to lie. So to me, my personal, I love this married chart. Like, this chart is like, you are that boss chick, and you are going to be successful. You are successful. It resonates, but you're going to be safe because you've got that 3 protecting you. So this is really like, I'm going to make those risks. I'm going to take those risks. They're going to pay off handsomely. And guess what? I'm protected by the 3. So I'm automatically going to know what not to do with those risks.
Okay.
You'll be guided by your morals, by your ethics. Okay? Because that 3 is going to do the right thing. If you always do the right thing, you're in your purpose and you're
Okay.
still hard hitting and you're impacting and all of that. Okay? So that's encouraging because it's not as scary of an 8 situation, especially considering you got 2 8s right there. That right there is just nothing but straight up like rocket fuel for success. Lots of 8. And that's probably why I like the 8 chart. It's just more dynamic. Remember I was talking about the red? What's the power number out of these 2 colors that I picked naturally? What's the power color?
Oh, red. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So you know, it's very telling. It's like, am I going to want a dynamic, hard-hitting, impactful, very intense life where I'm doing things that are just very intense and I'm compounding and I'm growing and I'm hard-hitting? Or am I just going to do I prefer to just make you know, a wonderfully comfortable, loving home environment where not only I'm nurturing my family, but we're growing in traditions, we are loving, we're youthful, we get along with everybody. I mean, wow, wow, whoa. I just realized this. Um, once again, look, 36936. 36936. Ooh, I mean, that's nothing but like, you know what this reminds me of right here? This 36936, this reminds me of like, um, 19 Kids and Counting or whatever that TLC show was, where it's like the big family and they have a bunch of kids and that's really like their goal in life is to like be a church family that raises and has more kids and has family and tradition. Wonderful, lovely, awesome, you know, cool. Not for me necessarily, but there are some out there that want that. And that's okay.
I think for me, like, I don't, that resonates with me actually, maybe in a different way, in different scenarios in my life. But it's crazy how they're even kind of like, they can harmonize together, but really can they kind of thing. And also at the same time, like, I feel like I am exactly at a point in my life where I am enticed by both. Although the difference is one comes to me completely naturally, effortlessly, which is the A chart, the first one, the married. It just, like I said, I don't know, it just happens. And the 3 being creative and all of that also like really resonates with me because I come up with these ideas and things and just I problem solving like is just like very quick for me and I can stay calm under that pressure. Now when it comes to my other chart, I do go in and out of that chart and go back to my other one. That's
You
like
know why? Let's talk about let's look at the chart numbers again, okay? What are the numbers in your married chart that are also in your maiden chart? All of
3.
them.
Oh yeah.
That's why you literally have the best of both worlds sticking with your married name. I'm just going to say it like that. You want to be a boss chick. I know you do. You want to continue to have your growth. You want your love life, your family life. And guess what? You can have it all. You already have it all. You have it all.
My one of my sayings, and I don't know, do you know about Lizzo?
I just posted on her today.
Oh, I haven't seen the Facebook, but her line, you can have it all, no sacrifice. That resonated with me. I say that to myself all the time.
Can have it all.
Like, oh my God. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's crazy that I wasn't even intending. Like I told you that last minute about like, hey, I don't know if this matters or whatever. If not, something told me to tell you. If not, this wouldn't have happened. and be much more enlightening for it. Like, wow.
You can have it all. Here's what's another thing that I noticed that was really crazy about your chart, Sabrina. Um, my God. Ah, killing me. So we did your two charts. One is your married name, one is your maiden name. So it's only the last names that we changed, right? Look at your first name and your middle name and look at the numbers next to them. They're exactly the same.
Oh my God.
Different names, both of them.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Actually, I don't know if it'll change or anything, but my middle name has an H.
It
It
does have an H.
does
Okay.
have an, so it's
We'll see
nice.
what this does. We'll see what this does.
God, this is just getting unraveling.
Oh my God! Well, look what the H is. Look what the H is. Look what the H is.
I can't even.
It's an 8. So hold on. Hold on.
You're just blowing my mind, honestly.
Okay. That changes one number. That changes your expression number to a 7, which is even cooler because you want to talk about, and you can go back to another video where I said this. The 7 is a huge protector of the 8. Going back to the riskiness, what are those things that come up on my computer? Going back to the riskiness, okay, that you take, that all that is right there, that's just an extra layer of protection. That's 7, and that's also why you do the right thing. But make no mistake in it, darling. You still have that 8 personality, which is, I'm an 8 personality as well. So is Ezekiel Elliott. So is Dak Prescott. We have that big flamboyant, like we're just going to be here. We're confident. We're beautiful. And we're here to cause damage. We're here to do work. We're here to take home the booty. If that's the best way to say it, I guess a pirate would say that. Like we're here to take home the win.
I like booty.
Personality. So that's even cooler. I mean, that's the only thing that it and the only other thing that it adds to this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, that you were just talking about that too, like when you don't have protection and then there it goes and it crept in. That's crazy now. Like,
Yeah, and I was hoping, I was thinking at the one time, I was like, I hope she does have a 7, but I was comfortable with the 3 because again, the 3 is going to make sure that the 8 doesn't go to jail. But that 7 is like, that is saying, that's literally like, that's also, you're not going to give your secrets away. You're not going to tell how you got there. You're not going to, you probably won't allow too many people who are not close to you in, because you're not going to trust everybody. That's the truth. And you have, and it's your expression. So you want to do things perfectly. You have excellence as a standard, and you also are very analytical. So you want to analyze something before you make a decision about it. Hence the whole, should I do the married maiden? You know what I mean? Like, you want your information, you want all the pieces to the puzzle so you can make your informed decision. And it reminds me of at my job, we have this thing called professional development program, where it's like the psychological thing that they have us do, where we pick out different subjects per year that we feel we need to work on professionally and personally, just to help develop you as a professional, as a leader, and, you know, in your personal life. And my number one topic, you know, subject was dealing with ambiguity. My 4 is so it's such a planner and an organizer that I want to know. I'm always 3 to 5 steps ahead in my head. I can't deal with the unknowns. I'm a planner. It's not that I'm not spontaneous, but I have to take a shower and shave my legs and dry my hair and put my makeup on and then deal with my dogs before I go anywhere. So don't show up to my house expecting me just to be up and ready to go. I need to plan. Not only that, I'm probably doing some work at home, may have some consultations to do, a couple of videos to upload or what have you, maybe go do my laundry and my, you know, things on my day off, my chores. So I need to plan. I'm a planner. And 4s don't like ambiguity. We don't like that. We want to have all the pieces to the puzzle. So doggone it, I'm dealing with this at work right now. We're getting in a new doctor, and it's like they keep changing the date on me, and I need to make my schedule through the rest of the year, and they like changing it. And if I have more doctors on a certain day, then I need to schedule more nurses to help them, and I can't do my schedule until I know. So it's that ambiguity that drives me crazy. I need the pieces to the puzzle. So that is very much that's the 7 has a tendency to sometimes carry that energy too. You look at the, you know, the 7, one square, a square, 2 sticks. You look at the 4, 3 sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very much inside your box. And secrets. You're keeping these secrets in the box. But it's in a beautiful place in your chart. It's in the perfect place in your chart because you're not going to tell too much, even though you're a loving, inviting, and warm and soft, cushy person to rest and energy to rest in. And you're fun and you're youthful and you're energetic and you're creative and responsible. You know, you do the right thing. You're not going to say too much. You're not going to say too much. You'll make sure that people are comfortable. But at the end of the day, you've got your goals. You've got your plan set out. You've got your steps that you're you know, wanting to take, and that's going to happen. You're not going to be shrewd about it, though. You're not going to be like one of those cutthroat people. You know what I mean? Like that's not. You can have an edge to you, though. You do have some edge to you. I think that's great. I think it's interesting how it's 7, 8, 9 now. 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, it's 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 is your chart with your married name. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very interesting.
So for me, actually, with you saying what you talked about, like not putting it all out there or stuff like that. So for me, professionally and my moves, and when it comes to planning, basically, whatever I need to do. Let's say I'm in a situation where I'm like, I don't know where this is heading. I do keep those things to myself in the sense of like where I'm moving towards, what's the right thing to do. I gather the data, and those are the moments where I do refrain. But apart from that, as a full-bred Taurus, which you will know, I've been told by more than several people I'm one of the most honest people they've ever met. I'm one of the most open and honest people with myself for other people that they've ever met. And so I very much lay out there when it comes to anything that doesn't have to do particularly with me not knowing. I
Mm,
give it time then. And then I gather the data and it makes sense of like being that cushion, being that I do try to not be like a viper.
right,
It's not in
right.
my initial nature, not anymore. At least when I was younger, I went through a lot of abuse and trauma and stuff like that. And I didn't know anything and I wasn't exposed. Like I saw when you were talking about like, how your beliefs changed even in a way or they shape shifted into something like I feel like that happened to me and I woke up and
Mhm.
I love this journey of self-awareness and how it teaches me so much using contrast for me, not against me, even when it doesn't feel good.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, it's hard being on this end when it comes to me personally because I do get hurt very deeply.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me because I still want to be there for the person,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that sixth love. That's that sixth love, you know? The eight is also very emotional. The eight has the most emotion of all the numbers. And
I
that's
have three,
that's the
three.
personality eight. That's that's what makes it emotional. That's and I know that because I'm an eight personality. And I'm an emotional person. And I, as compared to people who've had like eight life paths or birth dates or things of that nature, the eight birth date is a very hard person. The eight birth date is emotional, very emotional, but a very hard, sometimes mean person.
Mm.
Whereas an eight life path, just depending on the number that's going to be backing it up, that's just indicative of somebody who has a lot of power ultimately behind them to do what they want. And it's really up to them if they're going to take it in a positive or negative way. But an eight personality is indicative of somebody who is who's wanting success and who works towards success every day, but also somebody who likely carries their heart on their sleeve. Um, very like not ashamed to be who you are, and that's that part of you that's open. But if you're in a business meeting or you're in a you are, say it's an employee of yours who is going to lunch with you and you happen to see your sister there or something like that, and something happens that you would normally get emotional, you won't get emotional in front of them. Or if you can't help it, you're going to remove yourself. Whereas because you can't let them see you as anything less than the authority to them that you are, that's what your seven is going to do. But that eight is going to feel it no matter what. The three feels it just a little bit. The three doesn't get overwhelmed with emotion. That's another thing I love about the three. It's just so balanced and centered and confident and calm. Calm confidence.
It's crazy because I'm thinking of even the stages of the numbers of from high to low, and I literally go from 8 to 7 and land on 3. Literally, that is the way I process things. Like by the way you're describing them, like I literally, in almost every situation, go down that road, and I do land on 3. And I'm so happy that it's in my chart because it helps me recognize more
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
to that feeling you're describing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll begin to notice all of them a lot more. You'll begin to see, I use the example of I used to pass this years ago when I was growing up in Florida. I used to pass this one house in Deltona by my mom's house where the address was 1451. or sorry, 1456. And I was like, why do those numbers just look, they just called to me every single time I would go by them. And I didn't realize until years later that those were 4 of the 5 numbers in my numerology charts. I didn't know, but there was a reason I resonated with those numbers. 456, I see it all the time. And right after 456, I'll see 501. That's 456. 4 is my life path. 5 is my heart's desire. 6 is my expression. 8 is my personality. And 1 is my birth date. So when I'm seeing 1456, I'm seeing my life path, my birth date, my expression, and my heart's desire all at the same time. So that's why it like calls to me like that, you know, and that's why I always recognized it as such. 501, a few minutes later, 501, that's my birth date, May 1st.
Well,
so
it's 4/24. That's my birthday. Right when you said birthday, it changed to 4/24.
wow.
That's awesome.
I've got goosebumps. Wow. I think number recognition in the readings, I think, has happened in every reading so far. It's just another confirmation to me that that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was a question that I was scared to answer for a while. And it really has just been recently that I've been open to sharing this and doing it for others, and introducing it to others so that it can help them in their lives. And I was just reminded that it's not about me. It really is about what I can do, what I can help do for others, and that I can't let those voices inside of my head, the ones that lied to me about my self-worth and all of this, you know, all my life, I can't let them decide that anymore. And so here we are. Here I am. And the more that I get those confirmations, the more I'm just so grateful and strong in my resolve to do this, and confident in it. And I'm just so I say it all the time, and I'm sure it gets annoying to hear, but I'm so grateful, and I thank you for the opportunity to let me come into your world like this. And each and every read is another new experience for me. I learned so much, and I'm blessed from doing it as well. It excites me. It feeds my soul to be able to do this. So thank you very much for contacting me and allowing me to do this.
I'm so happy that I did, honestly. And I feel like a lot of people feel this way. But for me too, like it resonates. Like this came in just a perfect moment in my life right now. And even the way everything unfolded, it just kept unraveling in a different direction, but it just kept going in the direction that just resonated more and more. And it didn't divert at any moment. So that speaks volumes that everything happened
Mhm.
the way it was going to happen. And I'm just so grateful. Like, honestly, you're a blessing. Please,
Thank you.
this is amazing what you're doing. I had never heard about it before. I found out from Shan and stuff like that. And I'm just, it's like, I'm amazed. I'm like blown away. Like, you know, from no expectation to like, oh my God. I almost feel like a warmth in my heart and my chest, if that makes sense, like towards you for whatever reason. I just have this resonating warmth right now because I don't know, like honestly, I didn't know what to expect, and you're amazing.
Thank
It's
you. You're amazing too.
like you're
And thank you.
it's like I almost feel an aura from you, and it's crazy because we're on the phone, like we're not even too close. I couldn't imagine hugging you right now if I could. It would, I feel like I would just be like warm and fuzzy all over it. Like, on
For
thank
sure. You're you're so welcome, and thank you. And it's been a blessing to me too. And we are connected now, so you are always welcome to reach out to me and ask me questions. If you are like, I want to do something on a, I absolutely would love if I hear from you and it's like it's Sabrina calling. Okay, Sarah, I'm about to invest this for my new, project in my business, and I'm going to do it on this day. We're going to sign the papers. Is that a good idea? Like, let me know and I'll look into it for you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so crazy that you mentioned that because that's been in my mind. Like, I have a business right now that I love and I've taken it very far. And I'm kind of wondering, have I taken this to where it needs to be, pass the torch? What's my next endeavor? I have that entrepreneur mindset all the time. My goal is make money, work less physically. That's my ultimate goal in business. But I do not want to work for anybody else ever. So I would rather stay where I'm at, that it's good until I figure that next step out. Um,
Yeah.
so thank you for saying that because I will definitely contact you
Yeah.
major decisions in business and stuff like that because they're coming.
All right. Yeah, I know. I know you're building it big and you're going to be amazing. Whatever goals you make, you're going to hit. Make them. You know how to do it. I don't have to tell you how to do it. You know how to do it. And now you've got more of the tools to know which ones are okay. I'm going to put a hold on this, or maybe X this one because this one has too much risk factor, or I'm going to, you'll know how to better gauge those now. And pay attention to the numbers surrounding life. They will talk to you, they will sing to you, and they will tell you, they will help you. I can't not see them. I can't not hear them. They're everywhere. And all I am here for is to help others recognize them and help others see and help others tune into their song, because they absolutely are communicating with us every single day. And guess what? The most powerful people in the world are fluent in their language. They know. They know. Trust me when I say they know.
Mhm.
The big hard hitters up there, they hit hard because they know how to use the numbers. That's the truth. So, um, amazing meeting you, my new friend, my new beautiful, young, youthful, hard hitting, impactful, brilliant friend. It was so great to meet you, and thank you again for letting me do this. You are a bright, bright fire. You're that phoenix that's not going to have to hit the ground anymore. You're going to do it, and you're going to fly high, and I am so excited to see about what you manifest in your world. And you better keep me in touch, and you better keep me, updated with everything about that because I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. And I definitely will. Wherever I can shout you out, I will. And I'll definitely share, you with family members of mine that I know would love to do this. It's funny because or ironic because in my family, for whatever reason, my aunts, even my mom, I know that when I tell my mom about this, she's gonna be all about it too. So I don't know why I didn't think about, even it didn't hit me when the numerology thing. My family has always been tied to numbers. Always. Like they have a set of numbers that they see. They're the type of women, and it's the women in my family. They will always be the person, that's my number, no matter where they go.
Really?
I can't wait to connect you with them because they've tapped into it somehow that I never did. They, like you said, they see it and they're like, something just makes them feel a certain way. And
Yep.
now, from all the generations of women in my family that have always done that, and I'm like, yeah, mom, yeah, tita, yeah, but like, okay, now I'm gonna be like them. So now I get to feel that in the level that they feel it. So thank you, because that even opened a portal into something that's always been present in my childhood and my life.
Right,
So,
but you just never knew how to embrace it. It's 3:33 here. You never knew how to embrace it. You know, we're talking about childhood. 3 is the child, 33 is the master teacher. So you've grown up to be that master teacher. You learned the lessons. Oh my God.
like you just want to shout at the top of a mountain, just like.
Well, my love, I can't wait to meet your family. I'm sure they're amazing and wonderful, just like you. And I love talking numbers, especially with those that understand it and get it. And you'll forever get it now. And so we can talk it too going forward.
Yeah, so grateful. Thank you so much, Sarah. You're a beautiful soul, and
Thank you.
honestly, like, I appreciate you so much. You're a very intuitive person. The way that you're just impacting me through video says so much about you. Honestly, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. And I've had tarot readings, and I it's nothing against that or whatever, but I'm just saying you blew me away. Like, this is awesome. Keep at it. You're so dope.
I will. I definitely will. I can't stop. I'm addicted to it, and it's I think I found my ultimate purpose with it. And so thank you so much. It's just another confirmation to me, and you know, you'll forever in one way or another, as well as the other ladies, go forward with me as a part of this journey. So we're going to continue to stay in touch. I know that, and you know, we're going to continue to see each other's progress and root each other on and be supportive women. And yeah, so welcome to my world, my new friend.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. All right, me too. Well, you have a wonderful evening, and we will talk soon, okay?
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.